Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to the news cycle on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Ramsey Enoch. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and free to air on Icomsat. You can download the Global TV Nigerian mobile app for Android and iOS devices to keep track of our broadcasts. President Bola Tinubu has presided over the Federal Executive Council meeting at the State House, Abuja, the 4th in 2025 and the 25th in the administration since the inauguration session held on August 28, 2023. The Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, revealed that the council members will converge again on Wednesday for another meeting. Before the meeting, the Permanent Secretary of the Cabinet Affairs Office, Dr. Emanso Okop, who represented the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, led the members to observe a minute silence in honor of two departed former ministers. The Presidency has outlined new conditions for the quarterly stakeholders and citizens engagement meetings, emphasizing the federal government's commitment to transparency, inclusivity, and citizen participation in governance. The guidelines issued through the Central Delivery Coordination Unit of the Office of the Special Advisor to the President on Policy and Coordination mandate a stricter requirement for ministries to ensure this meeting serve as a genuine platform for public engagement. The unit said the engagement meeting were introduced as a deliverable for every ministry in response to President Bola Tinubu's directive that all ministers regularly communicate government initiatives and beneficial programs and policies to the public. President Bola Tinubu has described former President Olusegun Obasanjo as an extraordinary leader and statesman whose contribution to Nigeria's development remained indelible. Tinubu stated that Obasanjo's regular intervention in national affairs, sometimes controversial, have helped shape public policy and put leaders in check. Let's go on a quick break. After this break, we'll return and news cycle continues.
Do you know that Global Television can be watched in Nigeria and all over the world?
Download the Global TV Nigerian mobile app for Android and iOS devices to watch Global Television real-time from around the world. What are you waiting for?
Start downloading and stay connected to Global Television.
Know that Global Television can be watched in Nigeria and all over the world.
Download the Global TV Nigerian mobile app for Android and iOS devices to watch Global Television real-time from around the world. What are you waiting for?
Start downloading and stay connected to Global Television.
Do you know that Global Television can be watched in Nigeria and all over the world?
Download the Global TV Nigerian mobile app for Android and iOS devices to watch Global Television real-time from around the world. What are you waiting for?
Start downloading and stay connected to Global Television.
The Federal Ministry of Women Affairs has officially flagged off the 2025 International Women's Day celebrations with a strong call for bold and decisive action to advance gender equality in Nigeria. The Honorable Minister Iman Suleiman Ibrahim made this known during a media briefing in Abuja. Our correspondent, Queen Agaba, reports.
With this year's theme, Accelerate Action, the minister emphasized the need to break barriers, close gender gaps, and empower women and girls to take their rightful place in society. Acknowledging Nigeria's progress in enacting gender-responsive laws, she noted that full implementation remains a challenge.
In the last assembly, the 9th assembly, we had 9 senators out of 109. In the 10th assembly, we have 4. There's a decline. So I think it's a wake-up call. Sometimes you have to come down to go up.
The minister highlighted key areas requiring urgent attention, including economic empowerment, gender-based violence, and women's political representation, further revealing that under the Nigeria for Women project scale-up, the ministry aims to support at least 4.5 million women nationwide. She also decried the rising cases of gender-based violence, referencing recent tragic incidents across the country.
As part of an agenda for this administration, you'll see that the president appointed an essay on women's health, because we know that women have health issues. Our ultimate goal around the health, health and the health sector for women is to have 6 specialist hospitals for women and children.
Meanwhile, she commended President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for increasing the ministry's budget for the first time, describing it as a landmark step towards institutionalizing women's empowerment. She's also set to lead Nigeria's delegation to the UN Commission on the Status of Women, where she will showcase the country's progress and forge stronger global partnerships for gender justice. The ministry says it remains dedicated to fostering a more inclusive and equitable society for Nigerian women and girls. For Global Television, Queen Agaba reporting.
The Nigerian Senate has suspended Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan for 6 months over her dispute with Senate President Godswill Akpabio over certain rearrangements. The suspension was recommended by the Senate Committee on Ethics, Privileges and Public Petitions, citing her violation of Senate rules and disrespect towards the institution. Kikelomo Okere reports.
The committee chairman on ethics, Senator Emerson Neda Bernard, representing Edo South Senatorial District, submitted that the committee carried out an investigation during which the female lawmaker was afforded the opportunity to state her own side of the story. He read the committee's reports during the plenary. During a suspension, Senator Akpoti-Uduaghan will face several restrictions as salary and security details will be withdrawn. She will be barred from entering the National Assembly premises and she will not be able to participate in legislative activities or represent Nigeria in any official capacity.
Her office will be locked up for the duration of her suspension and hand over all Senate properties in her possession to the clerk of the National Assembly. 5. That for the duration of her suspension, she cannot come or be seen within the vicinity of the National Assembly, including her staff.
A cross-section of lawmakers in their contribution expressed concern over the conduct of Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, insisting that the Senate as an institution must be protected at all costs.
The amendment of our rules to the hearing of every senator is very key. And should you go to your liberalism and begin to do cooperative collaboration in these chambers, then there will be complete breakdown of orders. And of course, in a society where there are no rules and orders, I think it's an animalistic society. What here was a flagrant disregard or maybe a misunderstanding of these rules. Your Excellency, these rules assures that this Senate is stronger as a whole than the sum total of our parts.
To do what is needful as a matured and responsible woman. But despite that, at appeal by my neighbor, she went and destroyed the names of prominent leaders of this institution.
Who comes to equity must come with clean hands. You cannot at one end seek to take refuge under certain provisions of the rules and in another arm seek to violate it.
Then my advice and appeal to her will be that she spends her period of suspension to read and learn our rules very well, so that when she comes back to the Senate, she would have come back as someone who understands this rule.
Everywhere, including Berekete Radio, calling number 3 to come and explain things. Just a radio that we licensed. It's an insult. My role now is how to bring this integrity back.
One works to do for our people. We are not sent here because of all these intrigues and all this rubbish. We are sent here to work for our people. Let the decision of the committee, let it stand. Thank you.
In pleading for mercy, the minority leader, Senator
Imo State Police Command has reaffirmed its commitments to ensuring a safe and secured environment for residents as part of efforts to enhance professionalism and service delivery. The command is currently undergoing a 4 to 5 week in-house capacity building program in line with the vision of the Inspector General of the Police, IGP Kayode Ogbetokun, to develop a highly competitive police force. Global TV correspondent Amarachi Ibe reports.
Speaking at the event, the Imo State Commissioner of Police, CP Aboki Danjuma, urged personnel to take the training seriously, noting that it aligns with the IGP's vision to enhance police capacity for better service delivery. He assured residents of the command's unwavering dedication to ensuring a safer society.
Imo should expect the best from us. By His grace, we are going to make use of what we have gained from the lectures. Presently, if we live here, we are going around. We are entering all the forests, and there, by His grace, Imo State is going to be safe. And we are telling the Imolites that they should come home, and they sit at home. It's a thing of the past. There's peace in Imo.
CP Danjuma also commended his officers for upholding integrity by rejecting a 1 million naira bribe from a suspected child trafficker. He described their actions as a demonstration of the force's commitment to professionalism and public trust, adding that the suspect has since been charged to court.
I think they have shown the highest number of professionalism. They rejected bribe, and they want the suspect has been charged to court after rejecting 1 million naira from the suspects. And I urge all the investigators, they should emulate what other IPOs did for rejecting bribe. They did not compromise in their investigation, and by His grace, we will never compromise in our investigation.
The guest lecturer, CSP Shaba Adamu, delivered a session on opinion evidence, competence and compellability, equipping officers with essential legal knowledge to strengthen their investigative and court-related skills. He emphasized the importance of applying these insights in their daily operations.
We all are aware that we are police officers, and I'm going to discuss an area of evidence. And in the evidence, I'm going to touch opinion evidence, and I'll discuss about competence and comparability. It is so that through every man is a competent witness, but not every man is a comparable witness.
With continuous training and a commitment to ethical policing, the Imo State Police Command reassures residents of its dedication to creating a safer and secure environment. From Owerri, Amarachi Ibe, reporting for Global TV News.
The Nigerian Sanctions Committee has designated 17 individual organizations as terrorism financiers. Those named on the list include Simon Ekpa, God's Time Promise Iyare, Francis Mabuchi, John Unwere, Chikwa Eze, Edwin Chukwendu, Chinwendu Owo, Ginika Oji, Awo Uchechukwu, and Mercy Ibere Ifoma Ali, among others, according to a document obtained from the committee. The list approved by the President upon the recommendation of the Attorney General of the Federation. President Bola Tinubu has expressed sorrow over the death of Prince Doyin Okupe, a veteran politician, strategist, and medical doctor who played a significant role in Nigeria's political landscape. In a statement issued by his special advisor on information and strategy, Bayo Onanuga, the president extended his heartfelt condolences to Okupe's family, friends, and associates, describing his passing as a great loss to the nation. Okupe, a prominent son of Iperu Remo in Ogun State, held several key political positions through his career, including serving as a senior special assistant on public affairs to former President Goodluck Jonathan and special assistant on media to former President Olusegun Obasanjo. Imo State's Governor Hope Uzodinma has reiterated his administration's commitment to partner with the military in order to sustain peace and security in Imo State. The governor made this known during a courtesy visit by the General Officer commanding 82 Division, Nigeria Army, Enugu, Major General Olufemi Olatoye, at the Government House in Owerri. Our correspondent, Amarachi Ibe, reports.
Major General Olatoye and other security heads at the Sambakwe Esco Chambers. Governor Uzodinma emphasized the strong collaboration between the state government, security agencies, and the people of Imo. He assured the new GOC of his administration's continued support in creating a secure and conducive environment for residents and businesses.
On our own part, we will give you every support, every cooperation to ensure that the people of Southeast and residents here will have peace and be able to go about their businesses without fear of any molestation. It's our hope that you will continue with the speed and determination you have used all this while to ensure that the public interest will be protected.
Governor Uzodinma noted that the state aligns with the President Bola Tinubu's renewed strategy for national security and highlighted the improved interagency cooperation in the state, which he said has contributed to significant security improvements. He urged the military to intensify efforts in ensuring stability across the state.
I inform you that in Imo State, we have the best interagency cooperation, where both the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, the Police, the DSS are working together. For the past 6 years, we have never witnessed any rivalry among our agencies in Imo State. It's a credit that we also want other states to emulate.
In his remarks, Major General Olatoye said his visit was aimed at familiarizing himself with the state's leadership and reaffirming the military's commitment to its security mandate. He commended Governor Uzodinma for his proactive approach to governance and encouraged the continued use of non-kinetic strategy in tackling security threats.
The visit is actually designed for me to ascertain the operational readiness of Sector 4, appraise the challenges as well as their successes. It is equally a time for me to appeal to Your Excellency that you should not be tired in the coordination of all non-kinetic measures to eradicate all threats to security in Imo State.
As security remains a priority, both the Imo State government and the Nigerian Army are strengthening their partnership to enhance peace and development across the state. From Government House Owerri, Amarachi Ibe, reporting for Global TV News.
Federal Ministry of Livestock Development has intensified efforts to address farmer-herder conflicts by convening a high-level workshop to refine its 5-year strategic plan. Declaring the event open, the Minister of Livestock Development, Alhaji Idi Mukhtar Maya, stressed the urgency of structured conflict resolution framework to address insecurity challenges in the sector. He further reaffirmed the ministry's commitment to security and stability, stating, for this reason, some of the pillars of the ministry's 5 strategic plans are peace, security, and social cohesion. You're watching the live broadcast of the news cycle. When the news cycle returns, Eto wins a sport court battle to stand in Confederation of African Football election. We have those details from the world of business as well as more stories from the foreign scene, a sports segment for you right after the break. The second part of the news broadcast returned with business, where the Bank of Industry, that is BOI, said it has disbursed 108 billion naira as loan to 912 women-owned businesses in demonstration of its commitment to bridging the gender gap and accelerating economic opportunities for women entrepreneurs in Nigeria by expanding access to financing and business opportunities. Speaking at BOI's commemoration of International Women's Day 2025, themed Accelerate Action, the Managing Director, Chief Executive Officer, Dr. Olasupo Olusi, acknowledged progress in gender equality, but highlighted persistent challenges. He noted that one of the biggest obstacles for women entrepreneurs remain access to financing, as women-led businesses receive significantly less funding than their male counterparts, limiting their growth and economic impact. And on the foreign scene, the Economic Community of West African States, through its specialized health institutions, the West African Health Organization, has urged researchers, policymakers, healthcare professionals, and stakeholders to contribute to strengthening regional health security against Lassa fever and other emerging infectious diseases. WAHO made the call in a statement while announcing the second Lassa Fever International Conference, which will hold in September 2025 in Côte d'Ivoire. The conference, with the theme Beyond Borders, Strengthening Regional Cooperation to Combat Lassa Fever and Emerging Infectious Diseases, is aimed at advancing sustainable preparedness and regional coordination for Lassa fever through enhanced research and development capacity, improved outbreak management system, and multi-sectoral collaboration. At least 18 people, including 4 children, are wounded in an overnight Russia attack, according to Ukrainian officials. The country's energy minister says Ukraine's energy and gas infrastructure also came under massive missile and drone shelling. And now in sports, the 13th edition of the Economic Community of West African States, that is ECOWAS African Wrestling Tournament, commenced at the Voldrum of the Moshood Abiola National Stadium in Abuja. A total of 55 athletes from 11 countries are competing for top honors, with each nation represented by 5 wrestlers and 4 officials. Speaking at the opening ceremony, the Director of Youth and Sports Development for ECOWAS, Ambassador Francis Njogani, highlighted the tournament's importance in fostering cooperation and unity among the 12 ECOWAS member states. The Court of Arbitration for Sport on Friday ordered the Confederation of African Football, that is CAF, to allow Cameroonian football chief Samuel Eto'o to stand as a candidate for its executive committee. CAF had refused to accept the candidacy of the former African Player of the Year, who has headed the Cameroonian Federation since 2021. The African Federation is scheduled to hold the election during a meeting of its General Assembly next week. That's it on News Cycle. A quick reminder that Global TV is on DSTV channel 365, on Star Times channel 276, and free to air on Nicomsat. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms now showing on your screen using @Global TV NG. You can download the Global TV Nigeria app for Android and iOS devices to keep track of our broadcasts. I am Ramsey Enoch. Thank you for watching.